My name is Timothy Chung, and I'm the DARPA Program Manager of the Offensive Swarm-Enabled Tactics Program, otherwise known as OFFSET. The goals of the OFFSET program is to enable a capability that will allow upwards of 250 air and ground robots to support our small unit infantry forces in complex urban environments. The hope here is that we can leverage the emerging technologies in swarm autonomy and human swarm teaming, bring those two together to enable effective use of these new swarm technologies. The role of the swarm systems integrators is to provide an architecture, both in a game-based environment as well as a physical testbed that will enable swarms to come to fruition. Now, these technologies are rapidly changing, whether they be at the robotics level, at the sensors level, or even at the human swarm interface levels. And so we're going to take advantage of this rapid pace in the form of these swarm sprints for the OFFSET program. The core sprint thrust areas are in the areas of swarm tactics, swarm autonomy, human swarm teaming, physical experimentation, and the virtual environment. We have another flavor of sprints called these ad hoc sprints. These are instantiated anytime we see new technologies emerging that we want to take advantage of, as well as new concepts that are going to dramatically impact the development of the OFFSET program. By having swarm sprints happen at least every 6 months, we're able to ensure that we're keeping up with the latest technologies and, in fact, helping inform and advance those technologies to better suit the needs of the OFFSET program as well as the DoD. For this first OFFSET sprint, we're interested in novel swarm tactics that will help the commander isolate an urban objective. That means we're interested in how we can use swarms to prepare an area of operations for further operations by the small unit forces. We imagine seeing swarm tactics where you'll be conducting reconnaissance with a swarm of air and ground robots, or identifying ingress and egress points, or perhaps identifying novel ways to construct a perimeter of an area of operations. Other capabilities we're excited to explore in the OFFSET swarm sprints is how we translate commander's intent and find ways for these autonomous swarms of air and ground robots to autonomously execute those swarm tactics based on that commander's intent. We need to invent new ways of communicating with these swarms and conveying what it is that we really want to get done with these air and ground robots. The swarm interaction grammar represents a new way of thinking of how we interact with these swarms, and the richness that we need to interact with these swarms merits investigation of novel immersive interfaces such as augmented reality or virtual reality or gestures or voice. Another aspect of the OFFSET architectures will allow for us to explore synthetic technologies and synthetic swarm tactics. That means that we can play out what we think might be a possible solution to the problem in a game-based environment. So we're eager to explore the types of swarm tactics one might create that might work in a game that aren't quite yet realizable in the physical testbed. That's okay. We're interested in exploring and pushing the boundaries of what's possible when we leverage these new types of swarm technologies. We're also interested in developing a repertoire, a library of these swarm tactics that a commander can use at his or her discretion depending on the situation that he or she is facing. This means having a playbook of swarm tactics that could be called upon at a moment's notice and be able to command swarms or subswarms of robots maneuvering through the space in very agile and meaningful ways. Given the wide range of capabilities that we're interested in, we're looking for wherever those innovative solutions are going to come from, whether they be small businesses, academic institutions, or large corporations. If you're interested in participating in the swarm sprints, you can learn more by reading the OFFSET BAA and the associated BAA amendment. You can find that at FedBizOps or at the DARPA Opportunities page where you can get more information. Thanks for your interest in the OFFSET swarm sprints. We're eager to hear your ideas and look forward to all the innovative solutions that will come our way.